Johnny Mirror here, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we got some pretty exciting stuff to talk about. Today we have our first big, actually this happened a few days ago, but I'm talking about today. Today we have our first big indication on what Netherrealm Studios' next game might be. Now, this has been a huge topic for a lot of fighting game fans, including myself. I love fighting games, and Netherrealms are among my favorites. Of course, Netherrealm Studios is the company, or the studio behind Mortal Kombat and Injustice games. Yes, those absolute bangers. And, you know, they've had this pattern that they've had for a while, but recently, we have not heard any game from them, and we do not know what the heck is going on with Netherrealm Studios. But that's all going to change because something happened this week. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, in the first... sorry, my bad. Ed Boon. Everyone knows Ed Boon, right? You should know Ed Boon. If you don't know Ed Boon, well, get good. Ed Boon is basically the head, the director, the CEO, whatever you want to call it. He's like the top of the top, you know, for Netherrealm Studios. And he had an interview that, well, gave some pretty big hints towards what we can expect. And so we're only going to be focusing on the top two paragraphs or sections. And the first thing that we want to point out is, he said, since Mortal Kombat 9 in 2011, NRS's first game, the company has alternated between Mortal Kombat and Injustice releases. Mortal Kombat 9, Injustice Gods Among Us, Mortal Kombat X, Injustice 2, and Mortal Kombat 11 make up the launch timeline of the developers' fighting games. And then, according to Boon, that pattern has officially been broken. So, first thing we can take from this is Ed Boon himself is sharing that there was a pattern, and we kind of already knew this. He is acknowledging that he knows about all the speculation between the pattern and that we were all expecting Injustice 3. And the fact that he said the pattern has officially been broken, it means something. And then he goes on to say, when we broke that pattern, there was a lot of speculation on what we could be doing next. Boon began, I can tell you there was a reason for it. And when we announced our next game, it'll make a lot more sense. So, right here, this is what we can assume. He acknowledges the pattern. He says it's officially broken. So right there, I'm telling you right now, no Injustice. As much as that hurts to say, because I really do want Injustice 3. I don't think we're getting Injustice 3 next. That will not be NRS's next game. And then he says, there's been a lot of speculation, and there's a reason for it. And when the next game's announced, it'll all make sense. So, for those of you who don't know, Netherrealm has had this pattern. Every 2 years, they release a game alternating between Mortal Kombat and Injustice. We kind of just talked about that, right? However, it's been 2 years. It's been over 2 years since their last game. And we have nothing. We have no clue, no trailer, no game itself, nothing. Everybody's just been speculating. What the heck is Netherrealm going to do next? And while there have been rumors and speculation of Mortal Kombat and Injustice 3, those have pretty much been put to sleep. So now here's where we're at. They're working on something new. I feel like we can pretty safely say that they are working on something new. Now again, this is just speculation, so nothing confirmed or official, but it's pretty obvious to me that whatever they are working on is new and different. And that being said, there have been multiple rumors that they're working on a Marvel fighting game. Now, Marvel fighting game is, in my opinion, the most likely and the most realistic. I think them making a Marvel fighting game would explain a lot, like the time period and in scope of like what could or should be the next game, right? Also, there's another rumor, which I personally am gonna like make a bold prediction on. I think it is a crossover. Now, you might be wondering what the heck do I mean by that? Well, I think they're working on a Marvel versus DC game. That's what I think. It could be true. It could be not. Again, nothing's confirmed. But It would be really, really exciting. And here's the reason. They say, as you saw in this, the pattern has been broken. Eliminates Injustice 3. When we announce our next game, it'll all make a lot more sense. Because he can tell you there was a reason for breaking the pattern. Right? I'm saying that eliminates Mortal Kombat as well. What other highly requested, rumored fighting game would take this much time than either a new IP, which I doubt that's happening. I'm going to be honest. Doubt a new IP is happening. Right? Marvel. I feel like no matter what, at this point, we're getting Marvel. The question is, will it be a crossover? Or will it just be Marvel? Or could it be something bigger? You know? It could be something even bigger. It could be Marvel versus DC. That's my hope. You never know. But what we can conclude from this is that Netherrealm's cooking something. They're cooking something. And I cannot wait to see what the heck comes next.